All right, so I'm gonna try and start the next YouTube video. I know I look goofy with these glasses, or the meta glasses. It'll play into a key feature here in a second, but this video I'm gonna try to do some more upgrades to the S13. I got some packages in, which I'll show you here in a second, but what I forgot to show, slash, we were in the process of getting it done. We finally got the motor in the S13, bolted up the trans, all that, got most of the wiring done. So didn't film any of that. I know, dog shit. However, it's in, so now all I have to do is a battery relocation kit, bolt the diff and drive shaft together, put the dash back in, and then figure out my radiator and get some cooling to it. And theoretically, the car's good, the car runs. But let's get into the next portion, which is honestly probably my favorite part of the year. So I bought two different things, right? Some would say that they love Christmas or Thanksgiving, and that's all cool, but my favorite time is whenever I get to order parts. Now, obviously, I already opened this one. I was too excited. But here I've got a Wiring Specialties battery relocation kit for the S13. It comes with all the terminals. It's got a very nice breaker in it. Throw that in the rear probably. And then it's got all the cables. But what I love about these cables, and what everybody's been bragging about Wiring Specialties, is they do shit different. So each one is wire loom, but they have little tags on them that actually say what connects to what. So chassis to ground, battery negative. I.e. this one's PDM to starter. Like, each one of these is labeled starter and whatever else. But these are super nice. So glad I went with Wiring Specialties over somebody else's kit, or just kind of hacking my own together. Honestly, pretty sick. Probably trying to install that. I'll record that one, I promise. But finally have this in so I can go ahead and try and drop that in the car and get a battery running. So on top of the Wiring Specialties kit, I got a box from D&D. Now, some may know, some may not, but they do a lot of interior pieces, some limited edition. Now, Preston's got one of these already, but from years prior, so when I saw it come out this year, I had to snag one. So we're going to get a first look together. It is a limited edition Fuck Cancer steering wheel. Now, oh, nice little keychain. I assume all of our battery connections, the whole nine. I hope those go into the steering hub, because Preston had to take mine for a different wheel to get his running. Air freshener, kind of sick, but let's look at this together for the first time. Okay, that's pretty sick. So it's made of leather. It's got the D&D embroidering here. 9 years strong, and then the button's honestly the coolest part. That's really what kind of drew me into this. It actually says "Fuck Cancer" with a little 9 in the center, because they've been doing this for 9 years now. So super sick. Love this. I don't know if I'll actually run it on the car or just make it like a wall piece for now. I got 69 of 120. How fitting. But yeah, so for now, I've got the wheel, the box for Wiring Specialties kit. So I'm going to go ahead and try and do that tomorrow, I believe. I don't know if I'll get around to it or not, but hopefully. So, yeah, gotta love parts. Alright, so I finally made it back to the car. Today I'm going to try to get the wiring kit installed so that I can actually put a battery in this thing and get power to it. So like I said, we ended up putting the motor in. I didn't film any of it because we were just in the heat of it, getting it done. But today I'm going to install the Wiring Specialties battery relocation kit, which essentially most of the work has to do on this side. I want to say I have to get under the car, so I got to jack it up. But eventually, once I get it through there, I'll run it through the firewall somewhere over here, through one of these open holes, run it down the end of the car, and then into the trunk. I don't necessarily know how to do this off the top of my head, but they got plenty of instruction manuals and stuff, so I should be able to get it done. Just to recap though, this kit's super nice. It's got all the braided
conduit, I guess you can call it. But it tells you exactly where it needs to go, i.e. battery neg, chassis ground. Everything's got labels on where it should go. It's got all the parts I need. I don't know what that is, but I'll have to watch a YouTube video or look at the instructions on it. But theoretically, this shouldn't be too crazy hard. It's just be time consuming, and it's fucking cold out here. So I'm gonna try not to freeze my ass off while doing this. So I've got 3 different lengths that are all alternator to starters here. And then these ones are firewall to starter, because it comes with this adapter through the firewall, I guess. I don't know if I should use it or not, but a lot of them look like they should go on this. And then I've got battery positive to circuit breaker, which I obviously need that. PDM to firewall, I don't know what that stuff means. Then I've got my main power cable running down the length of the car right now with the battery neg. But when I'm looking at it, I don't know if you can see, but the 2 posts that are right there, I don't know which one actually runs from starter to the back of the alternator, which I assume is that bolt, which I also would assume might be this. Again, I don't know. And then the wiring specialties diagram that they put on their website is not very intuitive on what goes where. Okay, so after a call to a friend, I realized that I had 3 alternator to starter wires. I assumed they're for different swaps, just depending on what you have. I believe these firewall to starters are, if I were to use the bulkhead plug, which I don't need to, but some people do, some people like it, which theoretically, if I wasn't going AC at some point, I could probably just take one of these out and screw that in there. But what I figured out for now, after calling one of my buddies, Chris, is that I can just do this small wire from here to here, connect that alternator to starter, and then I ran the main one through one of the AC grommets for now. This will go firewall, it says, but that'll go on there essentially like that. Throw those on there. Okay, we're caught on the car. But essentially run that all the way back to the trunk. And then from there, I should be able to throw the breaker in along with the, the battery negative to chassis ground. So throw that on the battery. And then wherever the power cable is, which I assume one of these is the power cable, circuit breaker, battery pause. So I could run this, if I can stop dropping shit, run that on here, and I should be good to roll at that point. So now that I have a general idea of where to go, I'm gonna drop that in there, try to get everything tightened up, and then update from there. Okay, so another update. There was another one that I had to put on the alternator, so I threw that one on. But all 3 of these are on, should be covered up. One goes to the battery, one comes over here to the alternator, and then I had to put a 3rd one that I routed over and around that has to come to the fuse box to give power, and then it'll get run back to the breaker, to the battery. Once I get one, yada yada, car should theoretically have power at that point, I would assume. Alright, so now that I'm done getting all the engine bay wiring done, now I gotta find a way to run this through the car, but I don't know how I want to do that, because I don't know if I can slip behind here and this runs all the way down, or if I can just run it along these rails right here, which is probably the best bet. But now I'm going to try and run this to the back of the car, try and go through the seats. Got to take those out at some point, but that means cleaning all of that up. So I'm going to get most of it done. Right now it's just getting stupid cold, so I think I'm going to wrap up here soon once I get this little section right here done. And I don't know if filming on the Meta glasses is good enough, if it shows enough, if the angles are good. But whoever watches the videos will have to let me know if I should just stick to my phone camera and buy a tripod, set it up, do that number every time, or if I should stick with this, or just generally how it looks. So for now, I put it through that one. I'll zip tie that up here in a second. probably go through there and then try to run up this back end here and try to go behind the seat. So yeah, theoretically I could just toss it up and over for right now just to test it, and I'll finalize it later, but I should do it right the first time. But right now it's coming through. I'll show the front once more. So this wire to the fuse box, that's running over to the starter, along with the starter to the alternator, and then starter power. So all of that's wrapped up. I would tighten down the engine mounts. I'll probably wrap this in some electrical tape real quick just to make sure, but theoretically that's all done for now. So I didn't film me packing up and heading out or nothing, but long story short, as you saw, I got all that stuff wired up, put together, cleaned up. It just got way too cold for me, and I can't really see. The next step is I have to take that back seat out, possibly, unless I can fit that wire behind it, but that's gonna be a tomorrow thing when I got more light. So hopefully the recording with the meta glasses worked out. Hopefully it shows enough, or you guys got the idea of what the plan was for the day, and how I routed everything. I know there's a bunch of different videos of how guys did it their own way, but everybody's kind of confusing and they don't really show too much. So I'm hoping that my video somewhat showed a little bit better. But yeah, that's the update for now. Got the motor in, got the trans in the other day, got the wiring started right now. Hopefully I can go grab a battery, get the rest of that wiring kit put together, and we'll see if I can at least get power to the car, which would be very nice. After that, I got to put the dash back in. I have to get the 4 bolts from the diff to the drive shaft and figure out my radiator, get coolant to the car. Probably going to do all the fluids and everything, but once I get that done, theoretically that car should run. And I say theoretically because there's always hiccups. It never goes smooth the first time. So, ooh, and a fuel pump. I got to do a fuel pump too. So once I get all that done and put together and everything, the car should run. So that's video number 2. I don't know if it was good enough, but hopefully it was. We'll go from there, and hopefully I can keep making videos, or at least remember to record stuff. So if you watched, cool, I appreciate you coming again. If not, what are you doing with your fucking life, bud? Fucking loser.